All right, so I'm out here with my abused dog on a pinch collar, my abused little Yorkie on breaking through that kind of slip collar. And I just watched a video, Robert Cabral. Anyone who's in the dog training community knows of who he is. And he's a great trainer. He has a very proven track record. He's actually here in the Los Angeles area. I don't know him personally, but I followed him for a few years. And I just like what he has to say. I think he's a solid dog trainer. And one of my clients actually has been following him and just brought mention to him. So I just wanted to just watch some of his videos today. And he did just post one just talking about another example of how him who has never done anything of the sort is being called a dog abuser because of the tools he uses, or he applies corrections to dogs, just like I do. It really is sad that the few people who are willing to stick with this and take the hits, because I don't think people understand this isn't about us. People who take it to this level and have stuck around for so long, despite just the physical, the time, the soul that you're giving, and then all of this abuse that we have to face on top of it. These are the few of us that really have to take the biggest hits. And the sad thing is these people, under the guise of some kind of humanity and compassion for animals and love and peace and gentle, they're saying the most horrible, mean things to people. And like he said, it's slanderous. Like, you're calling people who make their living helping dogs day after day, you're accusing them of abuse to animals. That's like saying that a teacher is abusing children. It is terrible to make those kind of outlandish statements if you don't understand the reality of what you're talking about, because these people never once have these people ever been able to show any of their experiential evidence of what they're doing. It's all say, and they cite these, like Robert said, ChatGPT studies they're not real. In very small part, but a part of the motivation for me to become a veterinarian. Come at me once I'm a vet and tell me it's about the science. From someone who probably barely graduated high school, and they probably did it with stay-at-home orders for the last 4 years, so they have no social ability or understand how the real world works, including how dogs are. Observe dogs on their own at a dog park. I don't know any trainer, even the ones who use the old school Kohler methods and the more, call them, that I don't even use. I think that's very rough on the dog. But even them are not doing anything close to what dogs do when they're correcting each other in play, or when making points shown, establishing boundaries, a mother with her puppies. The fact that these people have so much to say, yet doing absolutely nothing to help animals. And then we see this in all elements of society, and I'm not going to go start pointing about what they are or how they're wired as people and make them think this way, but it's really sad that they can actually infiltrate and manipulate the mindsets of people, mostly because they're just giving poor advice online. It's all nonsensical, and why I have to come, and Robert has to come, and all of us trainers to deal with these real problem behavior cases and the most severe aggression and anxiety. We have to come clean up these messes by instilling reality into the relationship between the dogs and the owners. And it doesn't mean abusing them. It doesn't mean hurting them, causing pain. It means getting their attention, establishing clear, concise rules, boundaries, and sometimes having to apply a correction. What's a correction? Very simple. I say drop it, a little tug with the leash. That's it. Is that abuse? It's a little boop. It's nothing. He's chewing his stick, and that's that. Oh, he yawned. I know. He's so stressed. It's really so silly. And again, right, you saw me correct my dog. These people would take that and say all he does is just pull on his dog's leash and training collar. Why don't you see the 350 other videos of this dog, of how he lives his life and how happy he is, how exuberant, how well behaved, and the type of relationship I have? Because that's what people accuse other trainers. Like, they see this one moment where the person had to give a correction, and I know there's harsh shit out there, but you're saying it about the trainers that aren't putting the harsh shit out there. So that's the reality, is that you have to understand that a lot of these people have their own deficiencies, and when they see something happening that they can't do, they can't take this mindset like I know I used to when I was a young man and wanted to become a dog trainer. You step back and you learn, you ask questions. You don't just start getting jealous and acting out. And again, under the guise of humanity, you're doing the most horrible things that is sometimes limiting the ability for trainers like me, Robert, and others to actually help dogs and owners, because you're sure not. These people aren't even real trainers. They're usually just in their parents' basement, or they're working at some crappy job and they're miserable and dissatisfied with their life, where people like us were willing to go out and make the sacrifices and put the work in and do it because we love dogs that much. It wasn't about us. That's why we made this a successful living. You make it about you, and that's why you're still a keyboard warrior who has to say the most horrible things to get attention versus people. And Robert said it too. We're just busy training dogs, right? I was filming an online course today. Yesterday I had 3 clients. I had Zoom cases this morning. I also am trying to study for my vet degree. I mean, reality is like, you're not going to get many videos like this in return, but after seeing him, I got a little charged up, and I think he's absolutely right. And I shared that video if you want to see what he said, because he's better at articulating, and he's a calmer person than I am. So I think he can express it in a way without these emotions flaring up, as he gets so annoyed at these people for being so ignorant and just horrible people. He can make his points a little clearer, so he speaks for us. But why not speak here when I can? Figured I'd take a little walk here. My buddy. No corrections on that one. But yeah, anyway, that's my 2 cents. But, you know, the positive reinforcement thing is the biggest scam in dog training ever to happen. And it really just hijacks the emotions and the fears of dog owners, thinking that their dogs are not going to like them if they establish rules and boundaries. And you end up with these, I mean, epidemic levels and amounts of behavior issues in this world now. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.